I'm not that smart.
You're out.
Okay, just because you.
What do you think
so.
of the disco?
I'm sure it's. I get the delta's there, but I don't get the reference.
It's the USS Discovery.
Oh, okay.
It's their shirts. They call it the disco.
Naturally, yeah.
It's awesome.
I get it. That's cool. Sorry, Fred. I still haven't watched Discovery yet. Come at me.
On it.
I will. Anyway, what is up, interwebs?
Oh.
What?
We're live.
Yeah, we are live. Well,
live to videotape.
There's no tape in that machine. What is up, interwebs? Big Lou here, Matt the Cutman with me as always, and we have just finished. Well, actually, we were not here last week. So
It's true, we were off.
We got a couple of episodes of Star Trek 7 of 9 towards. I'm sorry, I mean Star Trek Picard.
Preoccupied?
To, a little bit.
Paging Dr. Freud?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
It's a little slippery. So, we have two episodes. End is the Beginning was episode 3, and Absolute Candor was episode 4.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, a little bit. So, gonna go ahead and throw it to you. We have met some new crew members.
Indeed.
And what do you think about that?
So the first one you meet is Rafi.
Yes.
Finally figure out who she is, the first officer.
Yep.
From Picard's days after Next Gen.
Yep.
You know, after Riker doesn't retire, he goes on to
Whatever it is that
captain the USS Titan.
Okay. Cool name for a ship.
Right?
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig that.
And so, each of the episodes starts out 14 years in the past in and around the Martian event.
Yeah, we get that cold open that gives a little bit more context as to what was happening either to him or to the galaxy at the time of the that, like I said, the
Martian
attack
event is what I'm calling it.
Yeah. That's an accurate way of saying it. So, yeah, Rafi's character, I think, is very interesting because right when we see her at the end of episode 2, she's clearly not thrilled to see him.
Oh, no. Gets a disruptor.
Yeah. And he flat out has to, bribe her with...
Bring her back in.
Yeah, say, hey, there are Romulans on Earth, and here's a really nice bottle of wine.
But I like what does it, the alcohol and the titillation of a mission.
Yeah. And then we find out...
Titillation of a mission, band name, I called it.
Oh, God. And we find out that she has very strong trouble with substance abuse.
Yeah.
And
the events of Picard retiring and Starfleet, laying her out, retiring her basically, breaks her.
Yeah.
And you see, it's like the broken soldier, but she's
for sure.
more of a sailor because Starfleet's more of a naval entity than anything. And she just kind of leads that broken life where she gets drunk and high on whatever plant that was.
Hey, must be nice to just be able to grow that right there, put it in a vape, and So anyway, and then we see her try and. Not try, but literally, blow him off. It was like, no, that's great. I feel sorry for you, but not my problem because you weren't there for me. And we're going to see that kind of be a recurring theme. I
think so.
For Picard, especially once we get into episode 4, that's going to be an issue for him. And we definitely see that carrying over from the previous episode 2, when he goes to confront the admiral, and we see him get completely laid out in her office, and Picard is not his what's the word I'm looking for?
His journey?
No, his persuasion. His name doesn't carry the same clout that it did. It's not the same. Hey, summon the troops that it once did.
Yeah, he cannot rouse the rabble.
Yeah.
My question, and this is appropriately nerdy, is what ship is he the captain of? I know he's an admiral at this point, but what ship are they on?
it never says.
I know it never says.
Yeah.
So is it the old Enterprise E, where we last see him, or is it another ship? They think maybe rumors are it's like an Odyssey class, which nobody's seen on screen.
Yeah.
It's been in some of the Star Trek games, but I'm hoping that we'll see what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be a cool reveal.
I also think that budgetary constraints may limit what we see on that, too.
Maybe.
So, which is probably why we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But we, and I've only seen that episode once, and it was 2 weeks ago, so forgive me for not having taken more notes on it, but those were my big takeaways.
Okay, so... Yeah. The other crew that we meet is Captain Rios.
Right.
Rios. We finally get up into space, and Picard meets Rios, or Captain Reynolds.
Hey,
Because I'm pretty sure that while the ship is named La Serena.
Yeah.
La Serena. I'm pretty sure it's the Firefly.
Yeah, it's the Serenity. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was not lost on me either when I
Rios,
saw that.
Reynolds, Serenity.
I do like that he gets to play, that the actor Santiago Cabrera gets to play multiple characters.
Yes, the emergency holograms.
Yeah, he's
so cool that they have multiple.
The EMH, emergency medical hologram, which we're familiar with from Voyager.
Right.
But then he's also the ENH, emergency navigational hologram.
Right.
The EHH, the emergency hospitality hologram. Which is awesome. And then, of course, in episode 4, we meet the ETH, the emergency tactical hologram.
Who seems bored with everything.
Oh, my God. He's just fantastic. I love it. And if you haven't watched the Ready Room with Will Wheaton, definitely check out this week's episode of that. Because
it's a good interview.
Yeah, Santiago Cabrera gets to delve into playing all those different characters and how much fun he had, fleshing those characters out and the differences between them.
Yeah.
And hints at the potential that we might see more emergency holograms.
There's all sorts of duties on that ship that he's going to take care of.
You said duty.
Yeah. So, moving on to your favorite place, the Borg cube, the artifact.
Yeah. That, I think last week's episode had a lot more meat to it with the interview that she had with the ex-Borg Romulan chick.
Yeah.
I forget her name. Did you write her name?
I didn't catch her name.
Yeah.
The prophet, the one that's doing the tarot card type things. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Where she calls her the Destroyer.
Yeah, I like the line that she had when she was freaking out, which is like, are you the one who lives or the one who dies?
Right.
Which definitely makes you think, okay, is she, what the fuck is she? Excuse me, pardon my French. What the heck is she?
I don't think that's French.
It wasn't. I was trying to be coy.
So we assume that she's the Destroyer.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Is that just Romulan rhetoric, or is she some other type of thing?
Well, I don't know, because the agent from the Zhat Vash that attacked Captain Picard said something about the Destroyer as well.
Yeah.
So we shall see. I have a theory.
What is your theory, sir?
So the
you even have it underlined.
Yes, I do.
Theory with a colon underline.
So this group of Romulans was the last ship that was assimilated by the Borg's cube.
Right.
So something happened there, I think, that caused the submatrix collapse.
Right.
Now, my theory is that whenever they assimilated these Romulans, that something happened there. I don't know what, but something happened there to cause the matrix collapse. And I think my theory is that the Borg somehow downloaded themselves into the synths on Mars, on the Planitia shipyards.
Planitia. Yeah, no, I think you're onto something there.
And that is what caused the synths to go rogue.
Yeah.
And destroy the shipyards, because it doesn't make sense that the Romulans would destroy the shipyards that are going to save them.
Yep. I like where your head's at, and y'all can make note of the fact that you heard it here first. If that turns out to be true, if it's not true, then forget we said anything.
Apologize for the possible spoiler.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, no, I like that theory, and I think that makes the most sense because you're absolutely right. Why would the Romulans, even if they are a
super secret society,
I was going to say more like a friggin' radical cult of people that don't think straight, then, even people that don't think straight have self-preservation sometimes. So, but we also get some more development with, what's the dude's name? The Romulan guy, Varric. Is that his name?
Yeah, Narek.
Narek.
Yeah.
Yeah. With him and Soji.
Yes.
And I like their blossoming dynamic. And it really is kind of hinting at, like, whose side is he really on?
Right.
It's like we saw hints of that last episode, but we really saw a lot more of that this episode in Absolute Candor, especially when his sister comes and wakes him up and stuff like that. And
that was a very Games of Thrones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had that kind of feel.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
Jamie and Cersei.
That was definitely one of my.
They were very familiar,
so
to speak.
Yeah, a little bit. But it definitely makes me go. Does he have his own agenda? Is he actually on her side? Has he fallen in love with her through his own research of her? Mm-hmm. What's his game? And I think he's a really interesting character.
Might be a triple agent.
Yeah. Can't triple step, double stamp.
Lloyd. We apologize,
but no, we don't. But what else? What else you got over there? You got a lot of notes written down there.
So this past episode, we go to the Romulan planet Vashti.
Vashti, yes.
And we kind of see how the Romulans started out on that planet.
Yeah.
And Picard, in his Panama Jack outfit, and they all had all sorts
that
of
hat.
Hope and optimism.
I want that hat.
That would look good on you, buddy.
I used to have a hat like that.
Well, I think you should sport it. And, we see Picard with the Romulan warrior nuns.
Because why not have Romulan warrior nuns?
I love Dr. Girardi's quote where she's like, I wonder if Absolute Candor might be annoying. That's a very Alison Pill thing to say.
Oh, she is so great. I love her so much.
And then, of course, we see Elnor as a child and then as a badass adult.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's quite the ninja warrior nun. Take your head off, man.
Literally. Quite literally. Thank you, Peter Venkman.
Yeah. She's some cockroach.
Bite your head
off. But what we also see... no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I like the dynamic that that Picard had with Elnor. I keep wanting to call him Elrond, and I know that's not right, but he looks a lot like Hugo Weaving from Lord of the Rings, which is why I keep wanting to call him Elrond.
I can see that.
But Elnor is their dynamic. I thought was really, really cool, but it definitely foreshadowed the same type of Picard gave up, and that's haunting him type of thing that we saw with Ralphie.
Yes,
and again, is that going to continue to be a theme throughout the rest of the episode?
A lot of ramifications.
Sure, and it's very curious to me if we're going to get into what his true motivations are for coming back. Is it? Yeah. Is it just the fact that Daj came to him? Is it a sense of his own mortality? Is it that he finally got fed up with being,
all of the above?
All of the above.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect storm of. He's said several times that he has been grieving for Data ever since he died.
Yeah.
It's not something he's been able to get over. And with this reappearance of the offspring of Data, and the potential to get out there and to right a wrong.
Sure.
And I'll tell you, one of my...
And before you do that, it's clear that it's not just one wrong he's trying to right.
Yes. Yes. What the best line in last week's episode was that he let perfection become the enemy of good.
Yeah.
Which is a famous quote from Voltaire.
Oh, okay.
Perfection is the enemy of good.
Yeah.
Which is so deep.
Yeah.
When you sit and think about it, that, you're staring at something and you're trying to make it perfect, and you're overlooking what could just be good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if I can't do it perfection, then I won't do it at all. Is just a completely asinine way to look at something. But
so often we get this tunnel vision of things, we as people.
Yeah.
I don't mean us specifically.
Well, I know you and I are guilty of that too, but especially for someone like Picard, who is so used to perfection, he's so often the captain of the flagship of the Federation, and having the top crew members and everyone at the top of their game, and everyone always running on flawlessly and at that level of perfection, to have something not be perfection is didn't know how to handle it, and he did not handle it well.
Yes.
So, but anyway, you were saying.
Last but not least,
yes,
we get the fight scene, or not the fight, the space battle,
the dog fight
between the Serenity, so to speak, and the old Bird of Prey.
Yeah, the old school,
the original series looking Romulan Bird of Prey.
See, and when they said it was an old Bird of Prey, I was expecting it to be like an old next gen Bird of Prey,
right?
Like the green one with the two wing come out to the side.
Well, that's a warbird.
Right. It's still a Romulan, though, right?
Yeah, but they're called different things.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so it was really, really cool that fight sequence, and I loved the piloting controls that he was doing and flying the ship with the
CG
controls. CG in the air and stuff like that.
That would
and
be cool. I would like that.
Yeah, give Elon Musk another 10 years or so, and I'll bet your car will be driving.
That'll
like
be the steering wheel.
Yeah. He'll be watching this show going.
Just getting ideas.
Yeah.
Well, in Discovery, one of the characters goes to Elon Musk Junior High School.
Outstanding. Of course he does. That's great. But of course, so they're not getting their butts kicked, but they're looking like, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And then of course in comes, a mysterious pilot.
A rogue ship.
Was there any doubt in your mind that there was 7 of 9?
No, of course not. And especially because they were playing up, beam him over.
Yeah.
This guy is, and but I think it would have thrown me had we not seen 7 of 9 in the previews.
Well, I also think it would have thrown me had I not seen her name in the opening credits.
True.
Because we knew that she was going to be in the show, and I think it would have been a mistake not to have her in the previews and stuff. But still having that, when is she going to show up? When is she going to show up? When is she going to show up?
Right.
Having her name, special appearance by Jerry Ryan, in the opening credits, you knew she was going to show up.
True, that did spoil.
Yeah.
That spoiled a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, it was such a good entrance.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely agree. It's like, you owe me a shit, Picard. Collapse. It was great. I will also say that one of my big takeaways of this is during that fight sequence, during that dogfight, it's so obvious that this episode was directed by Jonathan Frakes because of the...
Yes, I was seeing that with the, and this way. Yeah. No, they had it down, too.
Yeah, and it was done very, very well, and I loved that you got to get a Trek veteran director like Jonathan Frakes to come in and direct this fight sequence like that, and I thought it was classic Trek. It was great. I loved it. So, what else you got on your list over there?
That was those were my thoughts on it. I loved how they ended the battle scene by slicing off one of the Bird of Prey's nacelles. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, gave him a chance to get away and stuff like that. One of my things that I hope is resolved, or they are able to move past, and I understand pacing is a thing, and they got to build their crew up, and they got to do this and whatnot. But the having the character that he goes to recruit tell him, "Oh, go piss off," and then all of a sudden they show up unexpectedly. It's like, we knew Rafi was going to show up at the end of the episode and, turn up to help him. We knew Elnor was going to show up at the end of the episode and be on their team. It's like, okay, we get that. Let's move past that trope. And I hope that we're not suffering those types of, I hope we're able to move forward with the, stuff.
I gotcha.
So it's just one of my very minor nitpicky type things in the past couple of episodes.
Let me ask you, what do you think Picard's intentions were when he pulled off the no Romulans only sign? Do you think he was trying to pick a fight, or do you think he was trying to say, look, there's a better way?
I think in his way, he was trying to say there's a better way. I didn't like that scene.
Okay.
I didn't like that scene because I felt it was out of character for him. Because he knew they were on a timeline. He knew that his crew upstairs was being pursued. He knew that he had to get to the place to get out.
Yeah.
And he's going to go in there and try to make an impassioned speech to change the hearts of, people. It just I don't know. It was like, it was fine. It was whatever it was. It was a plot device to get Elnor to come and show us all what a badass he actually is, and I get that.
Do that flip and take the guy's head off.
Yeah, but I think that there could have been a better storytelling element to be able to get us there instead of him purposefully walking into the lion's den to do that when there's an obvious sense of urgency that he has to get to.
I think. Well, I mean, there was this. He had to wait at least 7 minutes for the shield to open up. And I think he had just had enough.
Yeah.
Because the last time he was there, he left it with this, not utopia, but this kind of a promise of a better world, and I understand. Atlas had fallen.
Like I said, I'm not trying to. Nice pull.
Thanks.
I'm not saying that it was done badly. I just think that for me, it was like, okay, it was fine. Like I said, it was just of everything that we've seen so far, that one scene has been one of the scenes that I'm just like, yeah, okay, if that's what they did, that's fine, whatever. So, but other than that, I'm loving the show. So
we'll see what happens next week.
Yes, we shall. And next week, stick around because we got some sassy 7 coming at us, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Let's hope that nickname doesn't stick. Here's hoping.
Absolutely. So we will be here breaking it down for you. We got 4 episodes in. We've got, I think, 11 episodes total of this show, because that's what Patrick Stewart is credited as.
Oh, is it? I thought it was only 10. Well,
he's credited as 11 episodes on IMDb. So we will see. It may only be 10, but who knows? And then of course,
and Jerry Ryan's in 7 of them.
Let's see what you did there.
I don't know if that's true or not. She's in 7 of the 9.
She's credited as 6 so far. So we will see what happens. So that makes me very happy. And next week we're going to the Sin Planet, or whatever that planet is. That
Cloud, Free Cloud.
Yeah. Cloud City.
Yeah. Meet Lando.
Lando. So anyway,
Chewbacca.
Hello, what have we here?
I think somebody told him it's not Chewbacca. George was like, Lando, it's Chewbacca. Yeah, whatever.
Han.
I gotta go.
Anyway, subscribe to the channel by clicking up here. We got another fun video for you to watch right here. Speaking of Lando and Star Wars, we got the Clone Wars coming up next week. Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
21st.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 reviews for you next week. We got Picard Episode 5 and Clone Wars Episode 1, or Season 7 Episode 1. So anyway, stick around, and we will see you on the interwebs.